I trusted them to feed my cat for one weekend. I came home to find her missing, litter box dumped in my kitchen, and their teen laughing, "Oops, she got out." I didn't sleep for 2 nights, then I found a clue in their window that led me to. I live alone in a small house outside Spokane, Washington. Not the middle of nowhere, but quiet. People wave. You know your neighbors' names. It's the kind of place where you don't double-check the lock every time. I have a cat, Luna. She's a rescue. Gray tabby, nervous, soft voice. She hides during storms and won't come out for strangers. But she trusts me. Always sits on the arm of the couch while I watch TV. Sleeps next to my pillow. If I'm late feeding her, she doesn't meow, just sits and waits by her bowl. 2 weekends ago, I had to go to a training seminar in Seattle. 3 nights. It wasn't optional. I didn't want to bring Luna because travel stresses her out. Boarding places are loud. They make her sick. I asked my neighbor Melissa if her son, Tanner, could feed her. He's 16, stays home a lot, and they have a dog. I figured he knew how to care for animals. I printed instructions. Bold letters. Morning feeding, evening feeding, clean the litter once a day, keep doors shut, don't open windows. I even bought extra food and litter. Left everything lined up by the door. I paid him $100 cash in advance. Melissa said, "Oh, he'll be great. He loves animals." I believed her. I left Friday morning and got back late Sunday night. As soon as I stepped in the door, I smelled it, strong, sour, like something had died. Not just cat pee. Worse. Like nobody cleaned anything the entire time I was gone. I called out, "Luna?" No answer. I dropped my bag, walked into the kitchen, and froze. The litter box was dumped upside down in the middle of the floor. Used litter, everywhere. Crusted onto the tile. The food bowl was full, but the food was stale and dry. The water dish was empty. Bone dry. Not spilled, just hadn't been filled. I checked every room. Looked under the bed, inside closets, even opened cabinets. No Luna. Panic hit. I ran next door, still in my travel clothes. Melissa answered in pajamas. "Hey," I said, "Luna's missing. Do you know if Tanner came over?" She rubbed her eyes and frowned. "He said he did. Maybe she's hiding." Then I heard him in the background, Tanner's voice, loud and careless, "Oops. She got out." Like it was funny. I stared at her. "What do you mean she got out?" She looked uncomfortable. "He didn't mention that." "I'll talk to him." I didn't yell. I didn't make a scene. I just turned and walked back home. I barely slept that night. Or the next. I printed flyers, walked every block of the neighborhood, shook bags of treats, called her name in the dark. I checked under porches, behind trash bins. Left my porch light on. Nothing. On the third morning, I was walking to my car when I saw something that made me stop. Their upstairs window. It was closed, but I noticed a smudge on the glass, like a paw print. Small. Right at the bottom corner. Inside the house. Luna never climbs up to windows. And she would never go near someone she didn't know. So why was her paw print on the inside of their window? That's when I knew. Something wasn't right. At first, I told myself maybe it wasn't her paw. Maybe they have a cat I didn't know about. But they didn't. Just a dog. A loud, barky thing that never shuts up when someone's outside. Still, I couldn't shake it. The smudge looked fresh. Not dirt. Not old. I stared at that window for a full minute, heart pounding, then walked right back over and knocked. Melissa opened the door again, looking annoyed this time. "Still no sign of her?" "No," I said. "Can I talk to Tanner?" She hesitated, then called for him. He shuffled up to the door in socks, holding his phone. Didn't even look at me. I asked, "What exactly happened?" He shrugged. "She ran out." I opened the door to grab food delivery and she just bolted. Did you go after her? Another shrug. I looked around the yard for a minute. That was it. No apology. No effort. Like it was a video game that reset when you turn it off. I didn't yell. I just stared. I saw a paw print in your upstairs window. Are you sure she got out? He paused. His mouth moved like he wanted to say something but couldn't figure out what. Then he laughed. Maybe she's haunting us. Melissa scolded him, told him to go to his room. I didn't say anything else. Just left. But now I was sure. He was lying. That night I couldn't sit still. I paced the house, checking outside with a flashlight every hour. Around midnight, I walked past their house again and saw it, upstairs window, slightly open. Light on. And movement. I crept into my front yard and waited. 5 minutes. 10. Then I heard it. A soft sound. Not a bark. Not a voice. A meow. Faint. From upstairs. It was Luna. I stood frozen, staring at their house. I wasn't imagining it. That was her voice. Her exact meow, short, soft, kind of raspy. I stepped closer, trying not to make noise. I watched that upstairs window for any movement, but nothing else happened. Just silence. I went back home and sat on the edge of my bed, heart racing. If she was in their house, that meant he didn't just let her out. He took her. Or kept her. Or something worse. But why? The next morning, I acted like everything was normal. I smiled when I saw Melissa watering her plants. Waved at Tanner as he rode his skateboard down the street. I wanted them to think I was done looking. That afternoon, I got help. My friend Jenny works at a vet clinic. She gave me a small pet tracker, one of those little blacklight flashlights that show urine stains and fur trails, and told me, if she's in that house, you'll find proof. At night, I waited until their lights were off. Then I crossed the side yard, climbed up on my garbage bins, and aimed the blacklight at their windows. First floor, nothing. Upstairs, there it was. Fur. Little gray hairs caught in the window track. Same size, same color as Luna's. But that wasn't the worst part. Next to that open window was a poster. It was taped inside the glass, facing out. A missing pet flyer. Not mine. The flyer showed a photo of a gray tabby cat. Slightly edited. Slightly darker. With a different name, Smokey. They made up a name. Made a flyer. They were pretending she was their cat. I took a picture of the flyer through the window and zoomed in. It was Luna. Same white spot under her chin. Same notch in her left ear. I knew it like I knew my own reflection. But they'd changed her name. Made a fake backstory. Said she'd been missing for a week and recently returned. My hands were shaking. This wasn't just neglect. They were keeping her. Lying to my face. And their son, Tanner, he thought it was funny. I didn't sleep that night. I kept pacing, checking the photo again and again. I wanted to storm over there and demand they open the door. But I knew that would backfire. They'd deny it. Maybe even hide her somewhere worse. So I made a plan. The next morning, I knocked on their door again, calm and casual. Melissa answered with her usual polite smile. I know this is strange, I said, but I think Luna might still be hiding nearby. Would it be okay if I came in and looked around? Just to be sure? She hesitated. Inside our house? I won't go in any rooms. Just by the back door and around the yard. She's skittish. Might come out if she hears me. She didn't say yes right away. That told me everything I needed to know. I don't think that's a good idea, she finally said. Tanner's sick. The house is kind of a mess. Right. I nodded, smiled like I understood. But I knew I wasn't waiting anymore. That night, I called a friend who works in animal control and told him everything. I showed him the picture of the flyer. I showed him proof of ownership, Luna's vet records, adoption papers, microchip number. He said, "If you want me to come with you, I will." We went back the next evening. Knocked together. Melissa answered again, and when she saw him beside me, clipboard in hand, badge around his neck, her face dropped. "We've had a report of a found pet that may not belong to this household," he said calmly. "Mind if we take a look?" She opened the door, slowly. We stepped inside. And there she was. She was on the couch in their living room, curled up in a blanket. My blanket. The one from my bed. I took a step forward before I even realized I was moving. "Luna," I said quietly. She looked up. Her eyes locked on mine. Then she meowed, loud, desperate, the way she only does when she's scared. She jumped off the couch and ran straight to me. Rubbed against my leg, circling, meowing again and again. I bent down and scooped her up. She was thinner. Her fur felt dirty. But she was mine. No doubt. Melissa didn't say a word. Tanner came down the stairs halfway through. He saw me holding her and immediately said, "She ran in here last week." I swear. My friend from animal control stepped in. "That's not what your flyer says." Tanner opened his mouth, then shut it. I turned to Melissa. "You knew she was mine. You knew the second I knocked that first night." She shook her head slightly. "Tanner said he found her." I didn't know what to believe. "Then why the fake name?" I held up my phone with the picture. "Why the fake poster?" No answer. My friend didn't press charges, but he documented everything. Took pictures, wrote down names, reminded them that keeping someone's pet is theft. Especially after being told, twice, that it was missing. I left with Luna in my arms. Back home, I locked the door behind me and sat on the floor. She wouldn't stop circling me, meowing, bumping her head against my hand like she didn't believe I was real. It took 3 days before she started acting normal again. And then something strange happened. On the 4th night back, I heard a knock at my door. I looked through the peephole. Tanner. I didn't open it. He knocked again. Louder. Then he said, "Hey, I just want to talk." I cracked the door. He looked nervous now, not smug like before. His eyes kept shifting. "I didn't mean for it to go like that," he said. "Like what?" I asked. "You mean stealing my cat?" "She liked me," he said, quick. "She came to me first. I thought maybe she didn't want to go back." I stared at him. "You dumped her litter box in my kitchen and didn't feed her for 2 days." His face dropped a little. I panicked. "My mom said just don't make a big deal, she'd calm down." I didn't say anything. I was just waiting for him to leave. Then he said something that made my stomach turn. "She wasn't supposed to stay that long. I just wanted to post her online and make a little cash." But she wouldn't stop hiding. He looked at me like he was proud. Like it was some kind of clever hustle. "You were going to sell her?" He shrugged. "I didn't think you'd find out." I shut the door in his face. I didn't call the police, I should have, but I saved every text, every photo, wrote down everything he said. The next morning, I printed a copy of the fake flyer and posted it on the community bulletin at the library. I left a note on it, "This is Luna. She was stolen from me. If you ever trusted this family with your pets, think again." By the end of the week, someone else had come forward. It started with a woman 3 blocks down. She knocked on my door holding her phone, her hands shaking. "I saw your flyer at the library," she said. "Last year, my cat vanished. I left him with Melissa's family while I was in the hospital. They said he ran away." She pulled up a picture. Orange tabby. Crooked tail. I thought I was just unlucky. 2 days later, a man posted in the neighborhood Facebook group. Then another woman. A missing parrot. A rabbit. A small dog that supposedly got out of their backyard during a barbecue. Each story sounded the same. Tanner said he didn't know. Melissa acted confused. They offered to help look but never did. The thread exploded. People were angry. Furious. The post got shared over 300 times. Someone added the screenshots of the fake flyer from my photo. Someone else added photos of Tanner trying to sell pets online under a fake name. A week after that, a for sale sign went up in front of Melissa's house. They stopped waving. Stopped showing their faces. But even with Luna back, even after all the attention, something still didn't sit right with me. Because she doesn't sleep in my bed anymore. She curls up near the front door instead. Like she's waiting. Or guarding. Sometimes I sit beside her and wonder how long she waited for me. How scared she must have been in that house, listening to voices she didn't know, hoping I'd come back. I got her home, but I don't think she fully trusts that it's over. And honestly, neither do I.